Hey everybody, my name is Logan, but I also go by Cypher over on Twitter. And here with me, I have my co-creators, Noah
What's up? How's it going?
and Marcy.
Yo.
And obviously, we are the three co-creators of the Crimson Hood. And today, we're going to be answering questions that you guys sent in for our AMA that I hosted over on Twitter. So, without further ado, let's get started. Question number 1. If you were all worms, would you still animate this show?
Well, I don't know how.
That's
If
a
I
logistics
communicate
question?
I guess if I could communicate with people, like with the animation team, and if I actually had like the ability to write quickly, and my lifespan was still like that of a human, so that way I wouldn't die before like when at the beginning of production.
I mean, here's the real question, though. You asked this, but how do you know we're not just all worms in big robot human suits?
Like maybe this is like a Matrix thing, and really, we're just
That
like
is
in
correct.
reality like this is all just an illusion. We're all just like in reality we're like some kind of like monstrous like being straight out of like that comic Cthulhu,
Like,
like
think
out
about
behind
it.
the curtain.
Use your big brain. You never know. Like, go galaxy mega thoughts here.
Exactly.
Dun 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 dun.
Alright, for our next question. Crimson Hood VA here with a question. What inspired you to make this series? Oh, it depends on what you mean by that. Like, what inspired the tone of the series, or just what inspired the series as a whole? Because if we're talking about just the series, us actually making it, originally it started with Alex and it was just some idea I had come up with. Started longer before that, actually. It was a thing. I created a character named Elemental Man, and he had these really ridiculous Power Ranger type discs and this device that he put them in, and every time he put in one of these discs he gained a new ability. It was very dumb. Then Alex and I met in middle school, and we changed it so now it was this device, or like this original, like the version we had was it was the suit that a teenager named Jack Rainwood stumbled upon, and basically he ends up having to use it to fight like an alien bad guy. There was also an iteration somewhere in there that we had written together, that he and I had written together, where Adam was part alien, which I don't really know what that was about, to be fair, but I'm not gonna judge past us.
Yeah, personally I'm kind of glad we didn't go with the idea because I feel like it would be like our equivalent of like Peter Parker's parents being secret agents, or like it was Fate, he got bitten by the spider.
Yeah, it would just kind of be an unnecessary tie to the plot.
Yeah, but like it makes it sound, it makes it feel more
actually being Peter's mother.
Yeah.
Huh?
So, but what, like, the current inspirations for the series?
I'd say Spider-Man is still a pretty huge inspiration.
Yeah, I don't really think we have any particular Spider-Man iteration in mind, although I grew up with Spectacular. That was like the big one I watched when I was like 11 and 12, so yeah, take that as you will. Green Lantern has some, part in it as well.
Yeah.
The space
There's-
stuff.
When we get around to doing it, like near the end, there's gonna be a bit more elements, like some Green Lantern similarities later on. I mean, at least like in terms of the suit's origin.
So
Like,
yeah,
I won't go any further than that though.
I'd say for like the tone, it's gonna be almost similar. It's like almost a lesser version of Kick-Ass, and not like bad version of Kick-Ass, but like slightly less violence. I say slightly.
Still violent. Like it would be, but more like a case of less like hard R and more it something that really pushes its PG-13 rating.
Yeah. And I don't know.
Well, I guess also, but yeah, like with Kick-Ass, where it's like while there's a plenty of serious moments, it is also partially, it will be at times partially a comedy, and stuff, but it is mostly, but the story, but unlike, I guess unlike, but like, yeah, you would like be able to take a lot of the plot pretty seriously though, like later as it continues though.
As for like what my reason for making this series would be, if that's what you were getting at, I don't know. Really, just it was just a project that I started out with when I was, 16, and then I kept working on it with different people, and it kept going on for longer and evolving as it went on, and eventually we reached this point, and we just decided we wanted to make it a series.
Yeah, definitely. Because like I think because like we kind of figured like it'd be interesting to kind of like so we kind of explore more into like what's happened, into like who the characters were kind of and stuff.
Yeah.
As well as like yeah.
And then we got two more. Will there be any Shrek references in the show? I mean, I hadn't directly thought about any, Shrek references, but like I like to say, this show's very deep, and it's got layers, like an onion.
Yes. Sure, it's big enough, but look at the locations. Because like in the show, people will die, but that is a risk we are willing to take.
We are going to put our characters through massive amounts of trauma, but that is a risk I am willing to take.
Yeah. Ironically, this may be one of the things we've, compared to some of the other stuff we've thought of, like with some other projects, this may be one of the lighter examples.
And then the final question we have. When do you hope to release your pilot? Well, I don't know, because it's going to be a matter of, let's just list out the things we still have to do. We've got the pilot script pretty much already done. We're going to do like one final pass over on it to make sure we got everything we want. On the 23rd, we're going to be listening to all of the auditions for extras for the pilot, so we can decide who we want to go with for that. Then I think we need to finish up concept art, start doing storyboards. I think we also need to do another table read with everybody once they're all cast. After that, it's going to be a matter of finding an animation studio.
Finding a producer,
and then either finding a producer.
Goes right.
If we can't find a producer, the plan is to launch a Kickstarter. I already have one basically set up. I just haven't implemented any like art into it or anything like that to show it off. But yeah, either way, the hope. I mean, to be fair, the original date I had put out was 2025, but I have no idea if we'd actually meet that date, because it would have to be like oh, hey, we got a producer, or we got a Kickstarter fully funded before then, because
To be fair though,
we have to get everybody in there. We have to do one table read at least with the full cast to make sure everything's like we want it to. Then we got to start recording pretty much our like proper HD lines. We have to get the theme song done, and then after that we have to go to somebody who does the animation. We have to find someone who does SFX, the noises and everything. There's a lot of steps.
Definitely. Like we are working with, like, I think we have made a we are basically made it to where it's like, yeah, like we are gonna, like, no matter what happens, it is gonna be made eventually. Like, I feel like I think at this point there is no, like, I guess maybe there's no if anymore to like whether or not it will be made. It's more of a like when. It's more of a when.
We should just put that on the poster. Coming eventually.
Oh, it's Star too.
Hopefully, like,
there's no getting out of this. It's going down.
Wait, we're too far. We're too far in the rabbit hole to stop.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's the questions, people. So thank you all for participating in the Ask Me Anything. And on April 6th, yes, April, because that's totally what this month is.
August.
Dave,
August 16th, in just a couple days. Probably will be, it'll
do not
be
shoot us.
August 16th by the time this comes out. But
Screaming.
we're gonna be showing off some more concept art for the series. So
Yeah.
get ready to see that.
Yeah.
I killed
And like,
that
hey, like,
pyro
we hope you,
bitch.
we hope you enjoy it. We hope you like that you, that we hope you like what we make when we finally get to released. And so,
Yep.
thanks, if you thanks for watching.
All right, yeah.
Oh my god.
Have a good night.
I just looked at the scoreboard.
Bye bye.
Fuck.